This summer transfer window has gone crazy, and there's been so much shocking transfers and transfer rumors. So today we're going to be diving into some transfers that are confirmed and have already happened, and into some rumors that if which happen, how good will it help the team? And so let's dive straight into this video. Now, we won't be talking about every single transfer that's happened, but we will be diving into the most biggest ones, and plus we will be talking about some players who are available for teams to sign. And so let's get into it. Now, the first transfer we'll be talking about is arguably probably the biggest transfer of the summer. It's Florian Wirtz to Liverpool for £150 million. Florian Wirtz is such an amazing player who joined Liverpool from Bayer Leverkusen, and he showed so much talent at Bayer Leverkusen, helping them go undefeated for nearly a whole year. That's how good he was. He was the core of Bayer Leverkusen. And originally, Florian Wirtz was heavily linked to clubs like Man City and Bayern Munich. But then Liverpool swooped in and gave £150 million for Florian Wirtz, and this was huge. Now there was some rumors that he was going to Liverpool, and then Florian Wirtz did say he was excited to play for Liverpool. So we just figured from then on that Florian Wirtz would play for Liverpool. But this is a huge signing for Liverpool, and I think Liverpool's just going to win the Premier League just because of the single transfer. This guy is amazing. And now this next transfer I'm going to talk about is probably as big as the Florian Wirtz one. It is Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal for £64 million. This is a very good signing for Arsenal for two reasons. Not only do Arsenal need a striker, and they arguably got the best one that was available in the transfer summer, but they're also getting a striker that scored 90 goals this campaign. That is absolutely insane. Arsenal could probably compete with Liverpool for a title, and they might even go on a good Champions League run thanks to an addition of a very good striker in Gyökeres. And now the next transfer we have is Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich for £71 million. Now, originally, Luis Diaz was heavily linked to Barca, but then Bayern came swooping in and took him for £71 million. And Luis Diaz is a really good player who is very skillful on the wing, and I think he'll be a good addition for Bayern Munich. Because I personally think Bayern has had some troubles with wingers, and I feel like Leroy Sané was a bit of trouble. I feel like Serge Gnabry's not showing enough, so I think Luis Diaz will fit Bayern that way. And now the final transfer we're going to talk about before we get into free agents or players that are the best options to get traded. The final signing is Trent Alexander to Real Madrid. Now, I think a few people, or maybe most people, saw this trade coming because Trent was heavily linked with Real Madrid for a while, and then he announced that he was leaving Liverpool for Real Madrid, and there was this press conference thing, and um, Trent said he had a Spanish teacher for the past 3 years. So yeah, that's when we figured that he definitely was going to Real Madrid for a while now, and we figured now this is a pretty good signing for Real Madrid because I personally think they really need a fix on defense. The one problem with this signing is there's also Danny Carvajal who's coming back and had a really good season last season before he got injured this season, and now he's coming back, and the problem is, will Trent get more time than Carvajal, or will Carvajal get more time than Trent? So this is a really good signing, but there's one side effect which isn't too bad, I guess. So yeah, that's Trent Alexander-Arnold signing. Now we'll get into the free agency. Now the first free agent, or should I say, available player that teams could sign is Benjamin Sesko. Now, Benjamin Sesko is a young striker who currently plays for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. And he can show a lot. He has size, physicality, and finishing ability, all which are perfect just for a striker. And teams like Newcastle and Manchester United are currently heavily linked to Benjamin Sesko. And now, our final player of the day to finish this video off is Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is a veteran midfielder who played for Arsenal but is now a free agent and available to other teams. He's mainly heavily linked with La Liga and wants to play there, it seems like. And I think teams that would fit him most likely would be man, I need to think about this. I think Atletico Madrid would perfectly fit Thomas Partey because they could use a bit more on the defensive side, and Thomas Partey can play CDM. So that's why I think Atletico is the perfect fit for him. So that's it in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.